Hi, I'm Dr. Mahesh's. Today, I'm going to discuss about the objectives of financial management. What is the objective of financial management? So we are familiar. Financial management means managing the financial resources in an organization. It's called financial management. The major functions of financial management are raising fund, and allocating that fund into different investment mode and taking or earning the profit. After earning the profit, we will decide whether it is distributable to the shareholders or retaining in the business. Okay, so here we are going to discuss what are the major objectives, core objective, a high level or top or a core objective of financial management. The financial management objectives are broadly divided into three types: profit maximization, earning per share growth, wealth maximization. I repeat, profit maximization, earnings per share, and wealth maximization objectives. So just to understand, we can divide these objectives into two categories, like modern objectives and traditional objectives. The profit maximization and EPS are traditional objectives. At the same time, wealth maximization is the modern objective of the business. Then we will discuss each and every objective of the organization. The first objective is profit maximization. It is also called traditional objectives. Okay. In the earlier times, in the beginning of financial management, in the financial management introduction stage, every business organization focus to earn maximum profit. They only focus on the profit. How they are earning profit? They are produce output with the minimum input, or with the available input they are producing the maximum output. So simply produce the maximum output with the available resources, and it is dumped and it is forced to sold to the different customers. The ultimate aim is to earn maximum profit. This objective is called a profit maximization. So earlier time, every organization tried to earn maximum profit without looking to their quality, without looking their needs, without looking their consumer satisfaction. Only they are focusing the maximum production of products, and produced products dumped into the consumers. That's the earlier objective of financial management. That means simply they are only focused for earning maximum profit. Okay, so based on this theory, based on economics theory, a firm can produce maximum output with the available input, or use of minimum input for producing the targeted output. Here the operational efficiency gets maximum weightage. Profit earned consider the scale of firm performance. If a firm earned maximum profit, we are consider the firm is growing very largely. So only they are look at the profit, whether business earn profit or not. That objective is the earlier objective of every firm following. It is called the profit maximization objective. Okay. Then the profit maximization objective have a lot of limitations, a lot of criticisms are there. I mentioned the word, some of the criticism of profit maximization are: first one is long-term versus short-term issue. So here we are only focused on the profit. So what are the ways, what are the method, what are the techniques? We are not bothered. Ultimate aim, we want to make profit. We're not bothered about the future business. We're not bothered about the business growth. Only we are stick on earning profit at present. So all of the objectives, all of the activities are focused on short-term perspective. So one of the major criticism of profit maximization is every business look only the short-term point of view, or they are only focused on the profit maximization. That's the first criticism. And second one is the quality or risk of earnings. The bulk number of quantity products are produced, And we are familiar. If the customers is not satisfied with the product, automatically the product demand is come down. So we cannot have an assurance about the earnings of the business. We cannot be assured that every year business cannot be earned a certain level of net profit or loss. We cannot assure that. So quality of earnings is a highly risk in the case of profit maximization. And the third one is the time value of money is not considered. Inflation factor is not considered. The present value factor is not considered for the profit maximization objective. And final, another criticism is uncertainty of return. We cannot assure the return, the proper or stable dividend we get through, or stable return or stable earnings we get in through the number of years. We cannot assure them. So these are some of the criticism of profit maximization. So criticisms are, so only stick on the short-term perspective. Earnings is not a qualitative earnings we cannot assure. Time value of money is not considered, and uncertainty of return is there. So profit maximization early objectives, they have a lot of criticism. For overcoming these criticism, a new concept, a new objective is introduced. It is called the EPS growth, earning per share growth. EPS we are familiar. What do you mean by EPS? Earnings per share. Earnings get to a share. How much earnings get by a share? How much return get by a share? Return of the share. Okay. In this object, we are look at whether their EPS is growing trend or downward trend. If a EPS is growing trend, we can say that the organization is perform well. Okay, that concept, that type of objective is the second level of objective. It is called the earning per share growth. Okay, a widely used measure for corporate success in the EPS, as it is provided a measure of return to the equity. Measure of return to the equity. EPS growth is therefore a commonly pursued objective. However, this objective also same as the profit maximization objective, because here measuring the profitability of the concern. How much profit is earned by the business is also considered for this objective also. This objective also stick on how much profit they are earned. So what are the criticisms are for the profit maximization? Those criticisms are same criticism applicable to the EPS growth also. So there is no difference between the profit maximization and EPS. Both are there stick on the profitability of the business. Okay, only the profitability of the business. So these two things we can call this traditional objective of organization. Earlier time firstly start with profit maximization, then started with the EPS, earning per share. Okay. The next stage is, the next and modern objective is called the wealth maximization objective. Wealth maximization objective means it is nothing an organization or a financial manager stick on to every activities are coordinated for achieving or enhancing or increasing the value of the firm. So all the objectives, all the activities of financial manager with a view to enhance the value of the firm, enhance the wealth of the firm. For enhancing the wealth, what are the decisions are they taking? It's called part of wealth maximization objective. So first two objectives are look at the profitability, but the last or modern objectives are look at the maximizing the value of share, market value of share. If an organization look at their organization, if they think about if the organizational worth is increasing or not, in that objective, if they think about the organization values increasing, that type of objective, that type of activities we are called a wealth maximization objective. Okay, the wealth maximization objective is superior than profit maximization because of number of reasons. Some of them are listed here. First one is it is stick on the long-term perspective of the business, the long-term survival of the business. Second one is emphasis on the economic welfare of the owners. We are stick on the evaluating the owners' economic welfare. And next one is provide a regular and constant dividend to the, provide a constant or regular dividend to the shareholders, owners. Then next, consider the risk and time value of the manager. And maximum wealth rather than the profit. Maximize wealth rather than the profit. So these are the some of the superiority of wealth maximization concepts than profit maximization. Okay, for example, if an organization, if I run a textiles industry, I sold the goods at any type of initiative I take and sold the maximum output to the customers. This type of object is called the profit maximization. If I think about, I need consumer satisfaction, I reinvest retail money into the business, the value of the business need to enhance. That type of thinking is called the wealth maximization objectives. Okay, so that's about the concept. So objectives of financial management we have discussed. The traditional and the modern objectives are there. Traditional objectives, profit maximization or EPS growth. In this objective, they are look at producing maximum output and earning maximum profit. The profitability is the factor. And the wealth maximization means it's nothing. They are maximize, the profit maximization is a part of wealth maximization, but they are mainly focused to enhance the value of the firm. They are mainly focused on the enhancing the value of the firm. The criticisms are we are familiar, and what are the factors superior to the profit maximization and wealth maximization we are familiar. So these are the three core objectives of financial management: profit maximization, EPS growth, and wealth maximization. Thank you.